You're listening to It Came From the Radio. You know this is Dr. Feldy, and I'm here with Bryan Glick, a man I've known for years. He's the Covert connector and entertainment consultant. I could use his help. He helps guide people in the entertainment scene by creating connections and forming networks to achieve their goals. Welcome to the show, Bryan Glick.
Hello, hello. How you doing today?
I'm feeling good. Actually, I had such a busy day. I have 2 lab coats on. It's real serious. You gotta have just multiple. Sometimes I'll put 3 at a time just so I can switch from one to the next. Things get a little crazy in the office. And remember, I don't even do dentistry anymore. We met when I did dentistry, but I just do Botox and lip injections, but sometimes things fly. Anyway, back to you. This is about you today, not me. All right. First question. First question. What motivated you to create a unique niche focusing on providing a full service approach to assisting artists in the entertainment industry?
Well, so I started out promoting and just hosting shows, and I realized that it's just not like about putting on the stage and performing. Artists need more. They need like a whole package. They're like trying to figure out the entertainment world. They're trying to figure out how to like balance their finances, find different people. And I figured, you know what? Let me help them on the business end. Whereas like the entertainment end, promoting shows are great and all, but let's smooth over and meet business people so they could help advance their career.
Now, when you say business people, like what kind of business people? I'm a business person. I'm a business in the cosmetic industry nowadays. Switch from the dental industry. I'm trying to get into the fame and trying to get famous. Maybe you could help me. But when you say business people, like what kind of people are these people?
Well, I'm talking about radio personalities like yourself, PR, even like accountants, lawyers, anything you can imagine. We're just going to dive in and just grab them from my network of people I've met and trusted over the years and really know how to, do their craft. So it's easy on artists when they're on stage and they focus solely what they're doing on stage, whether a
All
painter,
right.
whether a musician, whatever it be.
I see. So you've collected people in a network. Yeah, one of my friends had said to me, she's like, "You collect interesting people." That shout out to Mahi and Lemon. So I guess you collect the same, and now you're sharing them at a fee, though. All right. Anyway, next question. So, how do you identify the specific needs of individual artists or bands, groups of people? Maybe bands of 25. I don't know. I don't know the biggest number of people in a band, but and how do you tailor your advice and your services to address their specific career aspirations?
Well, I take it case by case depending on where I see them and what their approach. I go to different venues, I go on the street, and people come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm a big band or I'm a small artist and I need to figure out how to get from A to B." So I'm really just seeing like, all right, how do I fit you into the projects that you need and get you the desired goals you want?
Have you ever made any love connections for any people?
And what kind of
Any
connections?
love? Any romantic?
Seem to have in the past. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There were some.
I will say mixing pleasure with business and business with pleasure is one of my greatest pleasures. And interviewing fine folks like yourself leads me to the next question. Now, success. What's the point of doing anything if you don't have success and results? Although some people say that it's all about the journey, but I like results, so pish tosh that. Now, could share a little success story that highlights the impact of your services on a specific artist's career development and growth?
Yes, one of my all-time favorite artists. Her name is Kendra Black. I met her through just randomness. Like I had a show that I was going. She couldn't make the show, but I had a festival I was going to. I invited her to a festival. So not even knowing her, we went to this festival together. We got to know each other, and we just went over what each other did. I became kind of her consultant for over 2 years. I got her, you know, she's into fashion. I got into fashion shows. I got her radio play. I got her record deal that she passed over. But we really worked together well. We went on tour. She met this Grammy Award winner who she co-authored a book with, and now has a book out with him. Unfortunately, due to COVID, she moved out to California, started her life over. She runs a record label for herself. We still keep in touch, and she's doing amazing, and I'm doing amazing. But it was just such a great relationship that we both really cherished and blossomed for the two of us.
Right. Very nice. Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing amazing because it's been so long and I always wonder how people are doing, even though I don't reach out. Because if I reach out and ask how you're doing, well, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're looking at your phone telling me what you're doing, you know? So I have to wait. But it's comforting to my ears to know you're doing well. So, question number 4. What kind of strategies do you imply to effectively book shows and create opportunities for the artists like Kendra Black that you work with?
So be it I'm on my computer or I'm at actual bar, taking a drink, I'm like, this looks like an interesting place to host a show. Let me talk to the owner. So I will, if I can't get to the owner that day, I'll talk to the bartender, say, hey, this is what I do, and then call the next day. Or I'll go online and be like, what areas do I want shows in?
Mhm.
I have an artist right now who I'm working with, and I go to my old contacts and then I get my new contacts. I go to networking events and really just kind of scour the area. I'm a bit old fashioned when it comes to that. I'd rather face to face than just point and click. I feel it's just more, it's better.
Right, real conversation for real life. That's what I tell people. Actually, someone invited me on their radio show. I got my first radio request because I'm new to this whole entertainment game,
Mhm.
and he started wanting to text me, and oh, I said, what do you want? And he said, oh, I just wanted to see how you're doing. I said, no, real talk, real life. That's it. I don't do this. It's not real. It's not real. You could do this all day and be lonely. Yeah, I respect your ways. Now, how do you approach networking and connecting your clients with the right people and resources in the industry to help further their careers? And maybe also addendum, how do you keep them away from the wrong people? Hmm.
So it's not just about networking in the music scene and the entertainment scene. It's about networking at like Chamber of Commerce's, this place, getting to know people who are maybe even real estate agents or, do insurance. And they're like, what are these things? What are these amazing shows that I want to go to? And be like, here, take it. You might get people who want to sponsor shows. They might want to open doors on different things. One of my artists is looking for somebody to, fund their stuff. So maybe I'll run to some of that. But also you gotta with the so it's like going to different events outside of the realm of what you're going to. But it's also as far as the follow up for how you take away from the bad people that are like a little shady. You got to know the industry. You got to know people who know people. You trust your circles. And when you say, "Hey, what do you know about this person?" They'll be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that person. I'd steer clear of him or her." Or oh, that person, they're amazing to work with. Not to toot my own horn, I I was a client was interviewing me, and they spoke to a bunch of people in the industry, and they're like, "Oh my God, Bryan Glick, I know him. I've worked with him. He's done this for me and that for me." And this
Ah.
client didn't know me, and they're like, "Wow!" Like, and all this praise, and it's really cool.
Very nice. Now I'm super glad to have you on the show. That's when you know you're doing something right when you hear people talking great behind your back. That's just great. I mean, not that we need the accolades, but it's nice to know that someone or many people think you're on the right path, or at least that you've helped them and everything's paying off. And I do believe that helping people is a necessity in life. So if you could even do that as a job and profession, wow, that feels great. And you said that some people are looking for some people, so I'll tell you this right now. On the record, I'd say off the books, but on the record, if any of your clients need some lip injections, I don't do dentistry anymore, but send them down to me. I can do their lip injections. Let me know. Lip
Absolutely.
injections, but they have to have the anyway, we'll get to the specifics later. All right, so now challenges. Speaking of challenges, could you provide an example of a challenging situation you've encountered while working with a musician or an artist and how you navigated through it to achieve a positive outcome?
So obviously no names here, no names here. I
All
had a
right.
client, and they were kind of very they didn't pull through. They would miss constant shows and appointments that I had for them, and it just put a poor reflection on me. Although they were super talented, never show up to a show, make an excuse for that and that. I did it several times, and I'm like, you know what? This is not happiness. We're not doing okay here. This ruins my relationships, and it could forge things like in the future that would solely me, not to be self-centered, but and you have to like be responsible for yourself as a person in this career and doing different things. So like you're great. I adore you, but we're gonna have to part ways, and I wish you the best of luck. And we're still on good terms.
And do you say that even if you don't adore them and you don't wish them the best of luck? You still say it?
We'll not go into that.
I don't. I don't say if I don't wish someone the best luck, I don't wish them best of luck. I keep it real. Everything's real about me. You gotta keep it real down from the shoes to the socks. That's what I say. Keep it all real in the soup. When you put socks in the soup, it ends up droopy, you know? My mother used to say it. All right, number 7 question. As an entertainment consultant, how do you balance the creative aspects of your work with the business and administrative responsibility? A little left brain, right brain mashup there.
Oh my God. So it's really hard for me because I'm a bit of both. I don't play music or stuff like that, but I'm a very creative person in things I do. So I kind of walk in both worlds. Like I'll come up with an interesting idea and be like, ooh, that's a great concept for a show series. And then I'll be like, okay, how do I execute this on a business end? Who am I talking to? How do I make the flyers? Where do I hand it out? What kind of finances do I have to get to do this? And you can't just go in full force and be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. You need a strategy, you need plans, you need to talk to people beforehand, and you need to really map it out, write it down, email back and forth, and before you just jump in wholeheartedly.
So, speaking of, what are the key factors you consider when selecting potential clients and deciding whether you want to work with them or not?
Responsibility is the number one thing. If you're not reliable and responsible, that's it. I'm not working with you. It's just game over. It's like integrity, first of all, becomes first. And of course, talent. You got to be super talented. You have to have what it takes. Because honestly, if you're not talented, as much as I'd like to help you, there's not much I could do in the real world.
Right.
The talent gets you where you got to get to. So that's kind of crucial. And then the rest is, whatever we could work on. The rest you could really work on from there.
A lot of people are going back and forth. I see over the internet, Corey Feldman's getting a lot of hate. He's on tour. He's a musician. I personally like his music. I think it's a barrel of fun. Kind of reminds me of some of the songs I'm working on. I'm going to have to contact you because I'm working on 20 songs right now. What do you think of Corey Feldman?
Wow. All right. So I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really kept up on his music career. I know him in the acting career. I thought he was a great actor, but I did. This is news to me. I'm gonna have to do some homework and listen to what he's singing. But I mean, it's always good to reinvent yourself. Cross borders. What's there to harm in that? You just really get different demographics, different ways of trying to express yourself and really reinvent yourself. Corey Feldman fell off for a while, and now he's trying to make a comeback, and I hope that he does, because everybody deserves to make a comeback.
Everybody, not everybody. Listen, I know one out there that does not deserve a comeback. Hell no. Anyway, speaking of specifics, can you discuss one of our final questions? Discuss your experience working with the CQ Experiment Dance, Rock, and R&B Band and the casino entertainment company 21 for Fun. What was that like?
Oh my God. So those are two of my major clients right now, and they're both amazing, amazing accounts. You take one, which is a rip roaring band that like performs some great shows. I have them performing all over right now. They're going to be at JJ Cooper's. They're going to be at the third rail in Belmore, and we're going to just really get them going. They're fun, they're entertaining. They just dropped a new single, Radio, on Spotify. So that's really cool and fun, just dealing with artists. And then I deal with a casino entertainment company, where we have like blackjack, poker, roulette for fun and entertainment. It's not just about music, it's about all entertainment, and go to bars, parties, restaurants, and just have a laugh of a good time.
Right. All right. Now, last question of the day, because we're actually at the end, 15 minutes. Oops, going over time. So I just got to know this. What are your aspirations and visions for the future? What are your future plans as an entertainment consultant? And how do you plan to expand and evolve your services in the industry?
Getting an intern, first of all, is a lot for me. And, maybe if she's really good, she'll, become part of the company.
Hmm.
Expanding that and also taking it more into the internet world, creating a program for the Covert connector, which I'm not about to divulge information, but have an interesting program that would want to roll out and get things rolling for that.
Ah, good for you. It was great to see your progress. I'm liking this new mustache. It's great. If I need a man with a mustache in any type of films, I produce films now, by the way.
Mhm.
That's why I don't do dentistry no more. I'm gonna think of you. Now, can you tell our listeners where to find you? Social media time? Where can they find
Yes.
you?
Absolutely. Instagram, the Covert Connector. I don't know if you can see it here, but
A little
and
closer.
a little closer, a little closer, a little closer to
The covert connector.
wait,
Other
wait,
side. Move it to
other
the other
side.
side. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. No whammies. All right,
No,
got it.
yes, there you go. The Covert Connector on Instagram, www.thecovertconnector.com is where you can find me. And that's it. Any questions, comments,
Mhm.
concerns, feel free to reach out. I'm always willing to help.
In real life, where can we find you? What's your street address?
Shh, I can't tell you that. It's confidential.
Just making sure you don't fall for anything silly. Just testing your wits today. It's always good to be tested. Keeps you on your toes.
Of
Keeps you on
course.
your toes. All right, Brian Glick, thank you so much for coming. It was great to see you. Great to see all the progress. And I hope to hear from you in 6 months to a year and hear about all the progress you make then. Thanks so much. And
Yes, thank
now,
you.
now for back to the studio, Mark, for more. It came from the radio.